The annual event, that is the National Youth Parliament, is a much anticipated one among the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. Every year, schools and educational institutions submit names of students for consideration to be chosen as part of that cohort to engage in a mock parliamentary debate. The event is held under the auspices of the Trinidad and Tobago branch of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. Since the 1990s, the CPA has widened its focus to include the promotion of the Commonwealth and parliamentary democracy to young people. And for one day, students assume the roles of varying members of parliament and discuss proposed legislation or motions. They also perform in the capacities of the parliament staff who assist the elected representatives in their duties, like the Speaker of the House and the Marshal. But did you know that for the Trinidad and Tobago National Youth Parliament, students undergo weeks of preparation before their big day? Let's go behind the scenes and see what this year's participants were up to in the lead-up to debate day on a private motion on integrating the use of artificial intelligence in schools. From as early as mid-September, training began. Students were coached in a wide range of parliamentary practice, policies and protocols. This year saw a mix of in-person and virtual sessions. On orientation day, the group of eager young people was welcomed to the parliamentary complex and the start of their journey. At the short welcome ceremony, Acting Clerk of the Senate and Legal Director at the Office of the Parliament, Ms. Chantal LaRoche, told the students the overarching objective of the training.
We are welcoming all, and we are evening the playing field as we go along for the next few weeks. Sometimes the quiet ones surprise us, and sometimes the noisy ones disappoint us. So we want everyone to come in and shed anything that you've done before, and remember that you are worthy to be here no matter what school you're from, area, whatever it is, it's an even playing field. Our aim here is to lift you all up to a particular standard and to orient you with what we do here at the Office of the Parliament.
Then it was right on to the first session, an overview of parliamentary roles and portfolios. Students were given guidance by former youth parliamentarians and some tricks of the trade by panelists present. Another session on debating techniques with the topic mind mapping was facilitated by independent Senator Dr. Paul Richards.
Mind mapping is a technique used to organize large amounts of information into small, digestible, organized flowcharts. So if you have a topic, for example, like AI, you can break up the topic into your subtopics and then further tertiary topics or smaller topics so that it keeps you on track. It keeps you organized in your presentation. So for example, AI, you can use subtopics like benefits, risks, legislative frameworks and laws protecting ethics in AI, and also benefits to society. So you can break it up into smaller topics so that you can walk through your audience into the presentation, making sure that they follow your journey and understanding what your thought process is in the topic of artificial intelligence.
I believe this training for the National Youth Parliament will not only help with my research and oratory skills for my career choice will be law, also having it as a very lovely added part of my resume, but also the networking with the members of staff at Parliament and the ministers will be very beneficial for me in the coming future.
The training that I have received and will continue to receive at the National Youth Parliament is going to help me in my future career. Not just with me learning parliament skills and more about government and the entire civics field, but it's teaching me those soft skills, so like public speaking, etiquette, debate skills, and crafting a good debate, good argument, and conversational skills.
During training, sitting members of Parliament make themselves available for conducting sessions, answering questions, and to dispense advice. After one such session, we asked MPs their thoughts on the motion for debate.
Having discussions on AI right now is critical because of the fact that it has pros and cons to it, and it's important that we as a nation tackle this in the earlies in terms of the regulation of it. because you don't, whilst AI is very good and it saves time and all of that, it is important that we ensure regulation so that, you know, it's not used for the wrong reasons and our young persons are guided accordingly.
I actually think it's very exciting and very innovative, and I don't know who came up with it, but I think we, the adults, need to debate that soon.
I think it's a wonderful motion, very timely. I am very interested in hearing what these young people have to say, given that they are the generation that will be faced with implementing AI in the real world. And so I think they have a lot of important things to say, and I'm glad we are giving them the opportunity to say it.
Many do not know that dress, etiquette, and civility are aspects of being a parliamentarian, and this knowledge was of particular interest to one student when asked about the benefits of all the training.
I think the one I was most excited about was the etiquette training, where you learned how to sit, how to stand, how to greet others, how to eat with a knife and fork properly. That is something that I believe every person should be exposed to. We also dealt with parliamentary research, which was very helpful for my presentation, and then we also had training on oratory skills.
This training has benefited me, for it's granted me insight to my own capabilities. Before being sent up as a representative for my school, I just thought myself as a regular schmegular Form 6 student that will graduate and enter into the workforce. But this has put me in a position where I've realized I have such strong oratory skills and that I can use it to benefit outside of here to my community, to my friends, to my families, advocating for their needs, etc., their wants.
Well, at first when I came here, it was very nerve-wracking, and, you know, some of the instructors was very, you know, intimidating. But over time, and with help from a teacher and other participants, I've been able to better build myself, and that have brought me here today.
The training for the National Youth Parliament has been informative. I have been able to do so much more research than rather surface level, or you might see on TikTok or Instagram. And especially with this motion, it's extremely timely on AI. Everybody is using ChatGPT, everybody is using the different chat box, and I think it's important that we discuss this. So I love it so far.
The first Trinidad and Tobago National Youth Parliament was held in 1989. The event became a biannual one then, with debates taking place in 1989 and up to 1995. However, as a result of representations made by a number of schools, a decision was taken in 2005 by the Executive Committee of the local branch of the CPA to make it an annual event. And this was borne out in the consensus among parliamentary members on the importance of holding the National Youth Parliament annually.
Well, I think the Youth Parliament is one of the critical tools in developing the next generation of parliamentarians and leaders. So what it does, it gives an opportunity, a space for young people to ventilate their thoughts on critical issues facing society, because every year there's a new topic chosen and it's in the parliamentary debate format, so they get a chance to kind of exercise what they may have seen on Parliament.
I think it's important because I was once a teacher who brought my students to do this exciting program. We have to train our children, we have to bring them up in the right way, and doing this is definitely bringing them up in the right way.
And I want to commend our Parliament for engaging in such an activity with our young people, because the Parliament is a machine of democracy, and I believe that at an early stage in life, you know, our young people should have that opportunity to be a part of what we as representatives and parliamentarians experience, so they have that understanding and they are not pushed into it at a late stage in life.
It gives them an experience that they'll never forget, to hone skills like public speaking that will be essential no matter what area or field they go into. But it also gives them networking spaces, so they are youth parliament mentors, they get to meet with current members of parliament, and I think that is an invaluable experience, so that you engage with leadership in a real world experience. So I love youth parliament.
Participants of the cohort expressed their overall joy at meeting their contemporaries in this forum, working together towards a common goal as a parliamentary caucus, the camaraderie of supporting their bench members' arguments, and forging lifelong friendships in some cases. Follow us on our socials: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, and at TT Youth Parliament on Instagram.